Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Regularology. Yeah, they say the camera adds 10 kgs, man.
Yay!
So,
Might as well put me on the moon.
so this is a podcast for regular people. So everyone's making podcasts and they're putting like scientists and this, that on their podcast. But I try and find the most regular mid people in Melbourne. Solid 5 out of 5 out of 10s, 5.5, 6.5.
Yep.
So we got Frank Vidalia today.
Well, you going to use
Also-
my real name?
Well, I just have.
This is unedited.
So also known as Big Frank. Why don't you just introduce yourself and tell us why you call Big Frank?
I'm not.
You are.
You just
For
called me that.
4 years you've been called Big Frank.
I don't know, maybe something to do with my size. My upper half.
Your upper half.
Not my bottom half.
Not the lower half.
Well, it's all in proportion, you know.
It's all in proportion.
I hope so. It's hard to tell.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself, your regular life.
My regular life.
Yeah, just tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I don't have a job at the moment.
That's all right. Neither do I.
So, chicks, if you're looking for a stable, mentally stable and financially stable person, man, we're it. All us three, except Josh, because he's married.
The reality
You
is,
don't know who you are.
that there's no Josh here.
So the idea was that
Zoran.
I kind of want to start this again, but I don't want to start this again because what happened was just really funny. So let's just talk and continue and move past what just happened.
I think everyone's going to forget anyway.
Hey, how shit is this? Oh, today's nice, but crazy.
What? What's crazy?
It's about 5,000 degrees in here, though. I'm sweating already.
You sound nasally.
I am nasally.
You must have been sick.
You know, remember when... So Frank, we were all in a band together. Really cool band with about 52 different names.
Yeah. Heaps of songs.
Heaps of songs never got released because
Some
of
idiot.
some guy. Anyway, when we uploaded one song to I don't know where we did it, someone was saying, giving us a good review and all this stuff oh, grouse guitars, grouse drums, la-di-da. And then they got to the vocal, who was me,
Mhm.
and they were just saying, but that vocal is terribly nasally. They actually said that.
Well, who said that?
Who said that?
Some guy from somewhere in some country.
Oh, it was just like a comment.
Yeah, some sort of review. I don't know
And
where we
What
put
song
it.
was it? Which song was it?
I think it was Ocean.
It was Ocean. Did you sound nasally?
Probably.
I think that was the whole vibe of the song.
Sound nasally.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I don't think it was, but I was very offended.
Mate, you could be called worse things than being, than nasally.
Yeah, give us an example.
You want to hold the mic a bit closer?
Nah, because he reckons I'm peaking.
Well, I don't know what you've taken before you came here, but I leveled the levels properly before, so it should be fine.
Yeah, I don't want to go closer.
Yeah, maybe do what I'm doing.
It looks gay.
But I can hear you in here, and I sound really close, and you sound like you're about 500 years away.
Maybe I'm a star. Is that better?
That's way better. All right, just get on with it, Frank. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Oh, mate, I don't know. That's a bit of a broad question, to be honest. You need to break it down. Break it down to a section.
What year were you born?
I can't use that. I was born in the 80s.
Okay, you were born in the 80s. One of the best decades.
Yep. Yeah, well, by the time you know what's going on, you're in the 90s, let's be honest.
So you're like
So you're a
90s.
90s baby. You're a 90s kid.
Yeah,
80s
you grow
baby,
up in the
90s
90s,
kid.
you know.
Yeah,
Like,
technically, we got like 10 years in between us.
You're talking a lot more than you're meant to
But,
talk, mate.
Oh, I'll stop.
no, mate.
I'm joking. I'm joking. It's
Yeah,
Zorro.
there's 10 years.
Zorro.
Is it 10 years between us? Yeah, there's 10 years
We're
between
all
us.
part of the same generation.
Yeah, we are. We are.
I think you adjust.
I don't understand how generations work. Is it every 10 years? Is that what a generation is?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's like, it's something weird. Like, I was talking about it with Matthew yesterday because we're generation, we're the millennials.
Okay.
I knew that was going to happen.
Who the... That door has never opened in all these years.
That's all right.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's very unprofessional.
This is what we like about it. Unprofessional, just like us.
Can we keep that door closed from now on, please?
Yutties. Yeah, how does generational stuff work?
Yeah, what was I saying? I was talking about it with Matt, and I think we're millennials. We're millennials, and he was saying that he's just out of it, but by like a year. Like he's 97, but 95 is like the end of the millennials. But I reckon that's a bit bullshit because I thought it was just people that were alive or born before the turn of the millennium. That's what I thought.
So no one knows how, none of us here without jobs know how generations work.
No, I
think-
know, but people are like 2000 and beyond.
Yeah.
Isn't that like generation Z, whatever?
I don't
Z?
even know what generation I belong to.
You're millennial.
I reckon your generation.
Nah, man. Nah, definitely not millennial. That's too advanced for someone born in the 80s.
I think you are.
Millennial was technically, I think, 1980 to 15 years after that.
Let's look it up. You got a phone right there, man.
Yeah. I don't think the reception in here is that good, though.
No, it's fine, man.
So what should I look up?
What? Just type in something like, I don't know. We need Jamie from the Joe Rogan podcast to be here for
We need
us.
someone to do this shit.
Yeah, Jamie.
generation
Jamie, can you just type that in? Just say what
is-
generation am I?
It's
something.
1981. The Brookings Institution defines the millennial generation as people born from 81 to 96.
That's exactly what Matt said yesterday. Yeah, he's not dumb.
But Australia's McCrindle research uses 1980 to 94 as Generation Y. Which Generation Y and then millennial in brackets.
So who do we want to go by? Do we want to go by more, I don't know, American? I guess the other one's American, yeah. Or would we go by Australian? Because Daniel Andrews is here.
Who's that? Who's that? I don't know who he is. Mate, it's not coming up, yeah. What is Gen Y age range? 81 to 96. So you're not millennial then? Oh, you are?
It's saying that we're both.
Yeah.
So you're a
So
millennial.
it's about 81 to 96 is 15 years. So a generation is about 15 years. I'm assuming.
You're like 20.
So what's the next one?
After millennial. So let's say born in 97.
So that's what Matt and he'd be a part of.
Generation Z.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Z. I was thinking the other day about the
Z for
alphabet.
Zora.
Z for Zora. I was thinking about the alphabet and how I was just being just a little bit negative about Australia. And I was just thinking about how it rhymes like A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, L, M, N, O, P, W, S, Y, and Z. That's not how Aussies say it. I'm pretty sure. someone can,
Z.
yeah, Z. It doesn't rhyme. How crap is that? That's shit.
But that's like, you know, how you sing in an American accent, regardless of where you're from, generally.
It's because it's better.
Yeah, and so, you know,
And their way of saying
Y and Z.
Z.
Well, you're singing it that's probably American accent.
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
You know, that's what I reckon anyway. Don't listen to me. But yeah, I was born in the 80s born in the 80s.
Born in the 80s.
I was born in Mercy Hospital in Essendon, I think. I don't think that's definitely not around anymore.
Really? Mercy Hospital. I know there's one in Werribee. Mercy.
Mercy something, yeah. I think, yeah, it's a pretty popular hospital back in the day.
And this is interesting for the podcast. I have a Collingwood Magpies bottle opener, and the only way to get it to play the song is like there's a little speaker in there. The only way to get it to play the song is to open a bottle of beer, but then you can't turn it off.
Are you ready for this?
I'll hold the mic to it. So it's like some sort of button in there, but it doesn't turn off until it decides to stop.
You know what? So whoever gave you that hates you.
It was Tim.
Yeah, he hates you. And that's a poorly designed product. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
A bit
can't
of
just
water
say
gets
that
on
I
this or
hate.
beer, and it's gone. Anyway,
I'm just going to say that I
See
actually
ya.
hate the suburb Collingwood.
Why?
I think it's just become.
What's it ever done to you?
I think it just used to be more influential in my life, and now I hate it.
I'm just going to check this thing. Keep
Yeah,
talking.
right. Just Collingwood or somewhere else, or
It's just a shit.
you're targeting gentrified communities.
Or maybe just left. I don't know.
Left. Mate.
Actually, I threw that bottle open over there. I need to open this beer. What the hell am I doing? Yeah, so continue. Born in the 80s. You were born at Mercy Hospital,
Yep.
possibly in Essendon, but also could be Werribee.
And it definitely wasn't Werribee. Werribee didn't even exist back then. It didn't. No, man.
Yes, it did. It
81.
existed. Look it up. Look it
Nah,
up. It
I'm not even going
existed.
to waste my freaking data on that.
Werribee existed. It probably just.
Yeah, it was
Werribee
probably
definitely
all right,
existed
it
in the 80s.
existed, but it was paddocks.
Have you seen the
It was
freaking double brick
cows
veneers that are there?
and what?
Have you seen those big double brick veneers that are there? There's wogs out there.
Do you
that
know
said, I
how
want to be
long
like living on the farm and shit.
I think you're forgetting how long that 81 was.
I think it was around then, man. When did Nonal... I don't know. I thought I was related to him for a second, but I'm not.
You're not related to me at all.
I'm talking about this bloke, yeah.
Oh. I don't know, you might be, but... Mate, I had an uncle who used to live in Werribee, and I remember driving down this road that there was no freeway back then. You could just drive down, and it's just full of paddocks and paddocks and paddocks, and then finally you hit houses. And that's probably when I was like maybe 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like built up like it is now, but I'm saying it was there.
Yeah, it was there. It was there, like, it was there, but it just wasn't doing anything like me.
Yeah, like all of us. Yeah, so, and then what are we going to continue with? We'll continue with... So definitely not born in Mercy Hospital, Essendon. After that, let's go to primary school. What was primary school like for you? We're just getting into regular things, really regular things.
Mate, I grew up in Airport West. I went to St. Christopher's Primary.
So Catholic.
Yeah, it was a Catholic school. St.
So you had to do maths.
Yep, maths and
like prayers in the morning.
every morning. Was it every morning? I can't remember if it was every morning. I'm not gonna lie. We had to do exercise like
You had to do exercise.
yeah,
like jumping stars or whatever.
yeah. We had to do that kind of stuff. It was cool. It was really We had to do that, and they had like an anthem that we would sing. I still remember it.
Like the Aussie anthem or the
No,
school
it was
anthem?
a school anthem. Like it was. All I remember was, "Come on, St. Christopher's number one. Come on, St. Christopher's number one." If anyone knows how to get a copy of that song, I'd love to listen to it again.
Because this podcast is going out worldwide. We already have
Mate,
a
We're going to be
worldwide
so popular,
listenership.
people are going to try and cancel us next week.
I hope so.
Mate, bring it on. Bring it on. So, yeah, St. Christopher's. What was primary school like? It was good. Can't complain. You know, from what I remember, I was pretty big, tall.
Compared to the other kids?
Yeah,
Mm.
I was pretty tall. So I remember, people trying to take me on.
Trying to bash you.
Yeah.
Because you were the big dog.
Yeah. It's like, mate, what are you doing, mate? Leave me alone. I'm just trying to eat my panino, And they're just like little chihuahuas.
Like those kids in Italy? The Americano kids?
Oh, yeah.
So would that have been when you were in primary school age that you went?
I went to Italy, I believe I was in grade 5, so I was about 11.
11 years old, yeah, primary school.
Yeah.
Were you bigger than everyone there in Italy?
No, my cousin was quite tall.
The one that tried to bash you?
Yes. Our first, so we landed in Rome. We went all around, and then the last month we spent, the last 2 months maybe, we spent in Calabria with our family.
2 months, man.
Oh, it was
That's
the best,
pretty
man.
good.
It was the best.
That's like living there for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, the first day, our cousin greeted us with some head kicks. Right, and me and my brother just looked at him like, mate, who is this bloke? And we started bashing him, right?
You and your brother rock.
Yeah, because they were very defensive. Like, you got to that was like, it's like almost a clash of culture. Like, they were convinced we were Americans, like, that we knew, we thought we were the best. There must have been some perceived thing that Americans were untouchable, and and you'd always, they always try and take you on and disprove it. So I don't know, like I've never met any of my cousins until that day, and he was, I think he's a year younger than me, and yeah. Mate, we just started laying into each other. Not hard.
like as soon as you got there.
Oh, one of my first memories. And then later that night, I ate so much lollies, I threw up. I remember I was having I was having a bath, and my mum was just like trying to hold my head up. And I'm like, I'm never going to eat lollies again. Never.
How long did that last?
I don't know, maybe 24 hours. I remember, man. Oh, it's just amazing how you can remember some things. And, mate, but after we bashed him and stuff, we were fine. After that, he's like, oh, yeah. Mate,
Like he respected you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to sleep in the same bed with him.
So you bashed him, and then that night you were sleeping in the same bed. So
I remember. I can't remember where my brother slept, but me and my cousin Nicola slept in the same room. I don't know for how long. Definitely the first few nights, probably a week. Could be the whole time. I can't remember those details.
did he come to Australia
He did come, yeah.
and like stay here?
Yeah, he came here for. Can't remember how long he came for.
Like I mean, to live here and become an Australian.
No.
Oh.
No. Certain Calabria is a bit funny, as it not just Calabria. Probably a lot of Europeans where they in those small towns. They don't like change.
Mm.
and he sort of came down here just for a holiday. But to move here, no.
They didn't like Melbourne. Because a lot of Italians don't like it here.
It all depends, you know. It all depends. They probably, they probably just feel like it's too hard to transition.
Either that or the weather.
Hmm?
Either that or the weather.
Yeah, well,
The weather is shocking here.
man, I feel like the weather used to be all right, like when I was growing up. I feel
feel
like
like that
summer
as
used to
well.
be summer. Like,
Yeah, but you know what, man? I feel like that is a little bit of a kid thing because I feel like that as well. And there's a bit of time between us. And I feel exactly the same way. Like, I feel like playing cricket in the street, soccer in the street, summer, staying out late, it's warm. I feel like it doesn't exist anymore. But maybe we just don't really remember what things were like.
maybe people want to comment and tell us if they remember the weather being better than it is. I mean, everything about the last 3 years has been shit.
100%.
You know, even everything. You know, so I don't know. Like the movie, maybe this La Nina is responsible for what's going on. They reckon.
What exactly is that?
Who are you again?
My name's Zara.
La Nina is like some sort of weather.
I hope your mic's coming through, Zoro.
My mic.
No, your mic's definitely coming through. His mic is coming through. I can't, for some reason, I can't hear it in my headphones, but I heard it on there before.
Yeah, La Nina is some sort of weather pattern that brings like a wet weather pattern, you know?
Is it? Yeah, I can't remember who was telling me about this.
It's
but-
hard, you know? Like, it's hard to say. You get people that will say it's cloud seeding, and that definitely happens,
I don't even know what the hell that is.
where they manufacture rain.
Oh, they do that in Dubai, don't they?
I don't know.
I was just watching something on Instagram about that.
Or is that with like the chemtrails?
No, chemtrails is different.
We're getting,
I think-
100% getting
I
kicked
think
off YouTube for
chemtrails
this.
are different. I'm not sure. I don't know much about chemtrails and stuff. Like, I'm not. It's hard to say, man. Like,
Are chemtrails when they're when they're spelling "I love you" in the sky? Is that what is that? Is that chemtrails?
No, I'm pretty sure it's when
Definitely
you see
not.
the streaks. The streaks just pass. And
it's
then
them
you see-
spraying stuff, apparently.
Do you reckon that's changing the weather?
I don't know. It could be. I don't know. But there's actually an act, like the weather act. I don't know. I'm not sure what it's called exactly, but
Like a law?
talks about cloud seeding in
Yeah?
Australia. Yeah.
Like being legal or something? Or...
Well, there's like a law around it. Like
Because I feel like and you can think what you want, I don't give a shit. But,
Shit.
but when we were locked inside, I'm telling you, and when things started to open up, like in the virus and stuff, I swear, man, every time we were like allowed out or something like that, like we got like a little bit of freedom, it was raining. Did you fart?
Cough.
Definitely not a fart. Yeah, I don't know.
It was raining.
Depends what season it was as well.
No.
I remember
whatever
the wind.
whatever it was like meant to be sunny. Like I reckon, I was like, I don't know. I think I was getting all conspiratorial and I was getting upset and stuff, but I was just thinking someone is controlling the weather. That's what I was thinking. I was in my room thinking someone has control of the weather.
Well, I don't know. I mean, this La Nina is supposed to have been around for the last 2 years or so. Could be
You don't
true.
reckon?
But it's been exceptionally bad lately, yeah. Everyone admits.
Yeah, well, yeah, 100%. You know, like, have you seen the size of these mozzies, mate?
Dude, they're in here.
No, they're not.
I'm telling you, they're in here, man.
No, they're not.
I was in here the other night and I said, I got to leave this joint because it's a bit scary.
Nah, stuff that, man. No, they're huge.
Yeah.
They're the
It's like-
size.
It's like big, like when you're near water, but
Yeah.
they're everywhere. I don't know
That
what's
just
going
shows
on.
how much moisture, how much rain we've had. I mean, Mildura. underwater. You know, not all of Mildura, but
What do you mean?
Mildura flooded.
Like flooded? Oh, yeah. But everywhere flooded.
Yeah. I mean, you think of Mildura, like Mildura's like in the middle of the desert. It's like nothing. But there's a spot there that constantly floods near the Murray River.
Okay.
There's a golf. Actually, I went to a golf course there, and there's a massive tree there, and on the tree trunk is inscribed the year, and then a line under it to indicate where the water reached.
Yeah, they got a similar thing at the Melbourne River.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, there's like a pole.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I freaked out when I saw how high the water got, like way higher than it just got.
Did set so
Way higher.
this year's been the highest, huh?
No. Way higher than it just got.
Oh,
Like a lot higher. Like in like, I don't know, put like 1901 or something like that.
yeah. And that's the thing, like people will say, oh, it's climate change or whatever. It's really, really hard to tell. Like the world goes through its own patterns.
Yeah.
And we're still finding out what these patterns are. Like, mate, the fact that it's happened before many times usually indicates that it's nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, it's like once in like 50 year type of thing.
Mm. We'll see when this La Nina finishes, mate. It's supposed to finish in January.
Oh, man.
I'm dying to tan. I'm dying to get.
When was the last time you went to the beach?
Mate, a long time.
1985.
You know, I've been working on my pecs. I've been working on my quads. You know, I want to let these babies out. You know, and to that prick he called the freaking RSPCA last time, thinking it was a freaking whale or something. I'll find out who you are.
A white whale.
And I'll sit on your face. You prick. Big people are allowed to sunbake as well, mate, all right?
Yeah, none of this fat shaming.
I know. Fat shaming bastard. Plenty of space on the beach, mate, for everyone. Jeez.
Have you seen some
I
of the
think he was probably
body
reporting for
positivity
the
stuff?
sake of the kids.
Yeah. Mate, a true story. I remember I can't swim. Anyway, my dad used to take me swimming lessons, and there was one time, I think it was at East Killer Leisure Centre or Airport West pools.
Yeah.
And, you know, this kid, I've got big pecs, yeah?
Yeah.
And this little kid came up to me and he said something to me.
How old were you? How old were you?
Oh, mate, I was probably like 10, 9.
Okay.
And I grabbed his head. And I pushed him under the water.
Sorry, mate.
You spoiled everything.
Sorry. Dude, it's really hot in here. I know beer dehydrates you, but I need to get it in me. Anyway, continue. Just wait till that finishes. It's all right. We'll sit in silence for a second.
Mate, you got to throw that out, seriously. It's the worst. Shut up.
Hey, listen.
Fuck no.
Go on.
That's a true story. I almost killed this kid.
Killed him.
Oh, I almost drowned him.
How?
I held his head underwater like that.
Because you what?
Because he body shamed me, teased me about my boobs. It's like, mate, I don't know anything about calorie deficit. I'm freaking 9. You know? Mate, I'm bulking.
You hadn't even had your growth spurt yet.
Mate, I still didn't go through puberty.
Yeah.
You know, and
he's-
this kid's laughing at me. Come here, you little shit.
Boys will be boys, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure you made fun of people.
Ah,
100%.
man, I'm just trying to think if I have made a little bit more online when online shit started happening, but not at school and stuff.
So you're talking about like fighting with people on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
Give us some examples.
Nah, no examples. No
just
examples.
so everyone knows, Frank gets banned on on social media once a month at least.
I've been good lately. You know, it just, yeah. I think social media. What did I say? Social media.
Sounded like some Arabic word.
Social media. Social media isn't for everyone. I've just had to realise, you know, mate, it just used to piss me off. It used to make my blood boil. You know, if you try and get into arguments and all the time, just doesn't, yeah, mate, no one wins. So now I just insult them straight away and get banned. So there's no discussion.
Oh, so you don't want to get into a debate online.
Oh, mate.
You want to just tell them where to go.
You know, it all depends. It all depends on my mood. You know, it all depends what the debate is.
Yeah.
But got to think about it. Anyone is allowed on social media. That's a lot of dickheads out there.
That's true. There's a lot of stooges that I'm one of them.
You're hardly on there.
I'm hardly on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. I post a little bit on Instagram.
Yeah, maybe Insta you do, but talking about Facebook. Facebook's a bit more.
I'm actually not on Facebook anymore, man.
Well, there you go. Facebook's more volatile.
I feel like Facebook is for people 50 and over.
Oh, I'm nowhere near that.
I know, you're like 25.
Yeah,
You're younger than me.
almost.
I was born in the 70s.
Really?
You know what it was good to ask you about? When you started getting into music, tell us about that. Because you have a passion for drums and music in general.
Music.
Like when did you like? How did you get into it?
I guess. My dad. My dad was massive rock and roll fan.
Oh.
So he loved Elvis and Roy Orbison. And I think from there, you know, listening to that.
Or was there like a moment? Because you love all those artists as well. Was there a moment that you were like, did you go to your mum or your dad and say, I want a drum kit or a guitar?
Mm-hmm.
What did they say? What the hell do you want that for?
No, they didn't even know what a drum kit was.
Really?
They,
I don't want to know what a drum kit is, man.
mate, no, you're talking about freaking. I'm first gen.
What are you talking about? They would have seen like videos of the Beatles and Elvis. They know drums.
In Calabria?
When they were here.
Nah. Mate, you didn't even watch TV back then. Nah, very different. No. Listen,
you sound like you're...
my dad probably knew what drums was. Then my mum, after a while, you know, with music, you know, concerts, school concerts and all that, she probably gathered some information, yeah, idea of what drums and guitars were. But yeah, I saw a friend of mine play drums in a band. And after I saw him play, I was like, oh, man, I want to give these drums a go.
Yeah.
I want to give these drums a go. Like,
how old were you?
I was probably like 11.
Gee.
I was 11. I used to think I started playing drums when I was 13, but couldn't have been. Because I think my parents separated around that time. So I would have had to be in like probably 12 when I started playing.
Okay.
I bought my first drum kit off that guy that I saw play, my friend.
Where was he
friend.
playing? At school?
I can't remember where I saw him play. Maybe at his house or something. Him and his brother were in a band, and a few of his friends were my friends, and yeah, and I paid $300 for my first drum kit back then. It was a Power Beat. He was one of the shittest drum kits.
Powerbeat is a brand,
Yeah,
like a Chinese brand.
mate. If there's any, probably, yeah. Yeah.
That's
It
okay.
was but I mean, like the hi hats were smashed, mate. Like they sounded like just tin,
Okay.
like you know, like
Like foil.
yeah, it was really really basic, but that's all I could afford.
Yeah,
$300 back, for like
300
19
bucks. That's like a lot for back then.
92, 93. Yeah, well, the same drum kit's probably going for the same price now. That's what $300 will get you now. A 4-piece. That's all it was. It was a 4-piece with hi hat and a ride, not even a crash.
Mm.
Yeah, and started playing. I remember I was in the garage and I just started practicing in the garage. Just to it would have been like Elvis and stuff and things like that, and then
Like you were playing along to it.
yeah. And then as I had cousins who introduced me to like bands like Kiss, and that was like next step up. That was like, whoa, my gosh, like Kiss and Def Leppard and
Yeah.
Motley Crue and Poison and
So you started off like more of that classic sound, like Elvis and Roy Orbison and La Di Da,
yeah, just basic stuff like.
and then you went straight into the full-on like glam.
Yeah, I went into that, and then Nirvana. That was a massive,
Yeah.
massive in the 90s.
So you remember when that album dropped?
Yeah, man.
What was it like? Because I've heard a lot of people talk about. Obviously, everyone knows that that's a huge album, but I mean, when people were around at that time that actually remember,
Which album?
never mind.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Yeah, it was huge. It was.
Because when you think about it, never mind, massive album, and it's some of Nirvana's. Yeah, it's like people would say it's their more like poppy stuff, but really, it's still pretty weird. It's still pretty out there.
It's still Nirvana. It's still. The world had never heard something like Nirvana before. Like, there was this massive transition in the 90s, and this grunge came out, like this whole massive Seattle movement.
Yeah.
And
Like Soundgarden,
yeah,
Pearl Jam.
And obviously that this song Teen Spirit came out, and
No one knows what it's about.
yeah. What is it?
What do you think it's about, Zorro?
Well, like a teen smelly room.
What?
Smelly teen room.
A teen room.
Yeah, it smells.
Okay.
I've smelled a few of them, mate.
It's righteous.
Yeah, and you know what? You didn't care what it was about because the intro, that guitar intro, and the drums, the way the drums come in, and
Have you seen Dave Grohl talking about the inspiration he got for those intros? That
no,
he got it from like I don't know, I can't remember the names of the bands, but like it's 70s disco stuff, like he got it from there. He was talking with Pharrell, I think. He was doing like an interview with Pharrell.
okay,
And then you just start hearing it all over Nevermind, that kind of disco. It's crazy when you think about it.
well, he must have. So I'm guessing Grohl was into a bit of disco.
Yeah, he must have been. Pretty cool though. He used it in a totally different way.
Yeah, yeah. What a solid musician he is. Everyone wanted to play Teen Spirit on drums.
Yeah, like all high school fates and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, that's
Well, so how old were you when? Is it 91 that it came out? Or 92?
Something, yeah,
We
91.
don't know when Frank was born.
Can't tell you.
Yeah, so the people are going to do
I was probably
mathematics.
about 11 when I.
So now people know how old you are.
No, I could be lying.
Yeah, it's true. Misinformation.
Yeah, and so there was that, and then there was. I remember we bought our very first CD player, a Sanyo, from Brash's.
I don't even know what that is.
That's right, mate. Brash's, mate. It was like a electrical. It was like a JB Hi-Fi
Okay.
/ yeah. We bought, and the very first CD we bought was Crossroads from Bon Jovi.
Wow,
That was the very
that's a good
first
album.
CD.
That's a really good first album.
Yeah, it was, mate. It was phenomenal. Because CDs had just come out, I think, around then, and that was the CD we got.
Wow.
And I don't think we didn't even know who Bon Jovi was. We just knew the song Always.
Okay.
Um,
Crossroads is a greatest hits album,
yeah,
but Always came out on that album.
Always was on that album.
That's the only. It didn't come out in the other album. Yeah, came out on the greatest hits
It
album.
was a single.
It was a single.
It was a single on a greatest hits album.
And in
That's
the
interesting.
90s, it was such a big song, man.
When you said Crossroads, I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking of These Days. So I'm thinking Crossroads. It's like all of their stuff up until that point. I was thinking These Days. That would have been a good first album.
I think These Days was after Crossroads. Pretty
What?
sure.
What was the first gig you ever went to?
Proper gig, like concert?
Yeah, like touring act.
Deep Purple.
Really? That's the first one. Dude, that's a freaking good first show.
Where'd
they play?
I believe they played at the Palais Theatre.
It's not even that huge. I thought it'd be a bigger venue. That's a good venue, but
In St Kilda? Is that in St Kilda?
yeah, the Palais. Yeah,
That was the Palais Theatre.
that's a pretty good intimate. You would have been like,
We were pretty close. Like,
yeah,
I could see Ian Pace and Richie Blackmore. Richie Blackmore didn't come down that concert. They had a falling out, and he was in another band. But I went there to just see Ian Pace. He was a really cool drummer. Really, like his chops were phenomenal.
Did you just say Richie Blackmore wasn't there?
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
Someone filled in for him.
And what about, was the original singer there?
Yeah, everyone else was there except Richie Blackmore.
Oh, that sucks.
Mm.
But still, would have been grouse. Not many people even know Richie Blackmore. Like, you got to be super fans to know him.
Yeah, that's gone back a long time now.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it was Bruce Kulick who stepped in,
I don't know who that is.
who filled in for Ace Frehley on Kiss. I'm pretty sure it was him, if I remember correctly.
When Ace Frehley left.
Yeah.
Mm.
So on the album Kiss Revenge, that was one of my favorite albums. There was Bruce Kulick on guitar, and what was the drummer's name? Something Evans or Peter Evans. Can't remember. But it was a really pretty cool album. But yeah, that was my first. Deep Purple I went with my brother.
How old were you?
I can't remember, man.
But young.
Yeah.
Under 18.
Yeah.
You know what my first gig was? It was actually with you.
Pearl Jam.
And Pearl Jam. That was my very first touring
No
act.
way.
That was my first gig. Yeah, I wasn't even 18 yet.
Wow. You were that young.
I was like, I think I was 16.
2009.
2009. I was 17. 16, 17, yeah. That was my first gig. We were so far away. Sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, man, dude, we were far.
Man, you know what? MCG,
Yeah.
shit sound. Like, people, like, they should not have concerts at MCG.
But I think they just do that so they can come here, get everyone in one go, and then
Yeah,
get
it
lost,
suits them, but you're not here to suit yourself. Just
Yeah.
yourself. You're here to, people are paying $90
mate.
back then.
And it was more than $90. It was $120.
$120 back then, man. 09.
It was $120.
And the sound was
It's $120.
It was $120. I remember, or
wasn't
$110. I just remember thinking, how the hell am I going to get? What job do I got to get this money?
I remember Neil Finn was one of the support acts.
That's right. Yeah, he was too.
That was cool.
The other one.
So Neil Finn is technically
Jack
the first
Johnson.
person I saw.
Jack Johnson was there as well. Neil Finn
wasn't there.
from Crowded House.
Whenever I fall.
So what is it about Revenge that you like so much?
The sound on Revenge was
Can I see what's on that album?
Was really different.
What's the
And the songs on there.
God Gave Rock and Roll to You? That's the only one that I know. Domino.
But that came
Domino.
out earlier.
Domino, I know that one. Thou shalt not.
Yeah, so Gene Simmons sings that.
We're going to not be able to put that on YouTube this year. Do that.
It was a
gonna get
raw
cancelled.
album. It was heavier than the other stuff. Eric Singer was the drummer. And when they came down, they toured. He was down here for a tour, Eric Singer, and I got him to sign one of my drum heads. I still got that drum head.
Nice. Who was the guy before Eric Singer? This has turned into like a music podcast.
Peter Criss.
People are going to be so bored with it.
People will be like, "This be good if it helps you sleep at night."
Yeah, exactly. Just let me check
you've saved money.
everything's still going.
Yeah, Peter Criss was the original drummer, but I don't know. Yeah.
What do you think about the acronym?
What?
Is it called an acronym? When certain letters stand for words? Knights in Satan's service?
Nah, man.
Kids in Satan's services.
KISS stands
Kings.
for. Do you know?
Transition
Do you know
into satanic talk.
Do you know what KISS stands for?
No.
KISS
I always
stands
thought it
for
was Knights in Satan's
Kids
service.
in Satan's service or Knights in Satan's service.
No.
But that was a
or
conspiracy
Kissing
anyway.
in summer
Socks.
socks.
No. It just stands for keep it simple, stupid.
No, it doesn't. It does
does.
not. No. Who said that? Gene Simmons said that.
Oh, they all said that.
No. Yeah, of course they said that because they're working for the devil and they have to cover it.
Here we go. They're working for the devil.
Dude, one of them's nickname is what? The Demon. Gene Simmons, the Demon.
Yeah, and?
Dude, that guy came from hell.
Came from Lebanon.
Is he Lebo?
He's Jewish.
He's Lebo or some shit.
I may as well be hell.
Nah, man. Kiss was rock and roll. Like their songs were
Tabuli's pretty good, but
Tabuli, HSB.
Tabuli's. I didn't know he was Lebo. Gene Simmons. I thought he was. No, he's Jewish.
He's
man.
Jewish.
Gene Simmons is Jewish.
Yeah, but he's got Lebo in him.
Does he?
Pretty sure he does.
That's a bit of a conflict of interest there.
I don't know how that happened.
You still can't hear me through you.
I can't hear you, but it's recording.
Mm. So yeah, that's and then
I hope so.
by high school I was into metal.
Yeah.
I started my metal phase.
Metallica.
Metallica, Pantera, Slayer.
You got me into Metallica, and when my mum heard that I was listening to Metallica, she thought that I was going to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, she thought something's happening to my son.
Like my mum did, yeah.
Like I hear Fade to Black. The song is literally about dying. And my mum's like, "What are you listening to?" And you know what? I'm getting my mum to play this on the way to school in a green VR Bellina.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, "What are we listening to?" I was getting there to listen to that. Poison.
Man, true story. I was driving. I was in the car with my dad. I wasn't driving. Obviously, I was too young. I think my brother was in the back seat. Maybe, I'm not sure. And a friend from primary school borrowed me his NWA
NWA, dude. Yeah,
cassette,
nice.
right? And I put it in the car. He was driving on Killer. I put it in the car. I thought, my dad's not gonna know what this is. You know, he doesn't know what this is. Mate, the song F the Police came on. Mate.
What did your dad do?
He looked at me, he goes, what? He goes, entertain. He said, what the hell is this shit? He pressed the eject button and out the window.
Oh, really?
Out the window. I was like, fuck. Oh, I'm like, how am I going to tell this guy at school?
Oh, it's not even yours.
Nah. I'm like, oh, man.
Did you have to buy another one for the kid?
Nah.
No. What happened? He's like, nah, I didn't even like that album anyway.
Oh, mate, I don't know what happened. I probably just said, you know, I lost it or it's mine now. But yeah, I was like, "Papa, no!"
Pa, you call him Papa. Papa, no, no, Papa, no throw, Papa.
Mate. Yeah, that's what happens when you try and be cool to entertain Dad. Ah, you want to be a smart tick, huh? Come here. Listen to this shit. So, yeah. Yeah, high school. Yeah. It was a metal phase. Upgraded my drum kit to like a 20-piece. Thought I was Lars Ulrich.
People make fun of him. This podcast is so going to be for music people. We're talking about things that only like super fans know about.
Yeah. Oh, mate. What can we talk about? What other subjects? Oh, music, because music was a big part of my life.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not saying anything against it, man. This is a podcast about regular people, and this is your regular story.
Let's talk about my first job.
What was your first job? You got to lace this with some interesting stories as well.
Nah.
Yeah,
There's
come
some
on.
forbidden stories that I can't
come on,
repeat.
the forbidden fruit sometimes needs to be eaten. Let's pull an Eve,
No.
make an apple pie, eat the apple pie.
Oh, man, my first job. All right, besides occasionally working at Victoria Market on my holidays, it didn't last long. It wasn't my type. You had to wake up at, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Nah. But I was probably like 11,
Oh, okay.
But my first sort of job was at a bakery in Tullamarine.
Okay.
And I'd work there on Saturdays, Friday nights, Saturdays. Pretty much just packing the bread. We'd slice the bread and then put it into the bag, the plastic bag, and put the tab on. Put it on the crates. We did a lot of airport orders for Qantas. So that was my job. I saved up a fair bit of money. I bought my I bought my first computer with that job.
Really?
I bought a computer, mate. It was $1,300.
What's a fair bit of money to you though back then?
$1,300 when I was 12 is a lot of money.
12?
Yeah.
Dude, that's heaps of money for a 12-year-old, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I was getting paid like 20. I was getting paid good money, man.
Yeah? $20 an hour.
I think it was about $20 an hour.
$20 an hour in the early 90s.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It took me like a year to save that though.
Okay, so you weren't working very much.
No, well,
You were working like once a month.
it's highly illegal. No, I used to work once or twice a week for about 4 hours.
Okay, all right.
And at the end of the shift, I was allowed to take home bread.
Yeah.
And my dad would sometimes come pick me up, embarrass the shit out of me, and grab like a sack. They had these bread sacks, and he goes, put it all in and put as much as you can in. I'm like, oh my gosh, like a freaking, it was like a massive beanbag full of bread. This guy wanted to rock, mate. What the? I was so embarrassed, man.
What did the bosses say?
Oh, they weren't always there. But if he was there, I'm sure, like, he probably would have said something like,
Like, you can't take this
bro,
much
man,
bread.
it's $100 worth of bread there. You know, that's half my daily take. You know, oh mate, that's
Dude, that bread would have gone off anyway. How much bread
no,
were you
you
guys
freeze
eating?
it. You freeze
true,
it.
That's right.
It'll last you a whole year.
So you guys were never buying bread.
Nah. So then after that, I got a job during school, dishwashing. I was working on Keeler Road at a cafe. Tram Stop Cafe, it was called back in the day.
Was that like near that kind of little mall
Passageway.
bit? Yeah, where there's like those
Yeah.
shitty tables and chairs
Yeah,
that are
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't move them?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there. I was in the back.
Isn't it still there? It's called something different.
It's called something different. But I was there. I was getting, guess how much I was getting an hour?
$10? Less. $7. Less. $5.
$5 cash an hour.
Cash is pretty good, man. $5 cash.
$5
It's like when you're on work experience.
an hour.
How old were you?
I was like 13, 14.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
And I remember I saved $1,500 to
Dude, man,
buy
you're a little saver.
to buy my drum kit, my 7-piece Pearl export drum kit,
7-piece.
What colour was it?
white.
Dude, that is so metal. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I bought her off this guy. He's still going today. This guy in Doncaster. And he's like
Is this the guy with the long red hair?
yeah. Bonham, he's a massive Bonham fan.
Okay.
And he used to be the Drum Palace or something like that, it used to be called. It's still going today. I don't know if it's called that though.
Is it a shop or?
Nah, it's just in his house. But he's got like freaking so many kits, snares. A lot of the stuff is from like 70s, 60s,
Wow.
80s.
What's his business's name?
I think it's called the Drum Palace.
So if you're listening to this and you want to support this podcast by sponsoring us, Drum Palace, we can give you ads.
Yeah.
Not many.
His name's Andrew.
Andrew from Drum Palace. Please hit us up. You're never going to hear this, but please.
I bought that drum kit, $1,500, mate. Stands, cymbals, at
Mate, $1,500 sounds like a lot of money for that long ago and secondhand.
man.
It sounds like you've been ripped off. Sorry,
Nah.
Andrew. Andrew,
Nah, it wasn't,
are you sure?
mate. It was. You got to remember, the Pearl Export was a really good kit.
But isn't it a beginner's kit or intermediate
Nah.
kit?
I'd say it's intermediate.
He's still going.
Is he?
Yeah.
But it came with pasty cymbals as well, yeah,
Okay, cymbals and hardware.
and hardware.
Oh, okay, we're talking about the whole package then.
The funniest, the most trippiest part of this story is that I sold it when I was maybe 22, that drum kit,
Okay, so you had it for ages.
to the same person.
Really? He wanted it from you,
He rang me up. I had it up there for $2,000.
and he bought it.
He bought it.
Did he remember you?
Yeah, mate, I remembered him.
Did he remember you though?
And then when I told him the story, he remembered me.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'll buy it for $2,000." Or
He didn't even budge.
he didn't care. He just wanted it.
Just wanted it, man.
Would it have been worth more? Like you kept it.
I upgraded a few things and stuff, and I took really good care of it. Skins.
Dude, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, man, full on crazy. I couldn't believe it.
What did you put? What would you have sold it on then? A 22. You
Trading Post.
Trading Post. Yeah, that was it.
The Trading Post, mate. You had to go buy it.
You had to go there.
You had to
The
buy
trading-
it at the news agency.
That's right. Yeah, that's where we got like our first dog from. Trading
I'm
Post.
sliding in this chair, mate. Soon I'm going to be freaking planking.
I remember I bought a pocket rocket from a trading post once. You know, little pocket rockets?
Yeah, that's right.
Pocket rocket.
Yeah, little motorbikes. Like 2-stroke. Used to have to
Yeah,
pull it.
yeah.
They go about 75.
Was that from the Trading Post? Man, the Trading Post was pretty good, man.
It was good, man. Like,
Trading Post was like old Facebook Marketplace.
you had to call if you wanted something. You couldn't,
Just message and say, "Is this
Yeah.
still available?" You're selling something, you get
Fuck.
10 messages like that, and then you know what? I actually do that as well. Though I have no intention of buying anything, and I ask that person if it's available.
Yeah, well, I hope you freaking crack your ankle, you prick. But yeah, that blew my mind, man. He looked the same. He's got Bonham plates on his van. He's got a combi van with Bonham.
This is Bonham.
He's got a Bonham kit in his dungeon,
What type of Bonham kit?
like a freaking.
Acrolite thing.
Could have been an acrolite actually.
They're so cool, man.
Yeah, man. You walk in, it's just like, mate, shit, memorabilia everywhere.
Wow.
Snares, like, mate, just. Yeah, I don't know how. I would like to know, Andrew, if you want to come on this podcast and tell us how you got so much shit. Like, how do you get that much stuff?
Yeah, it's true, man. Like, think about how much like a good snare costs,
Yeah.
and like how many snares has this guy got?
Mate, you
Rooms
don't-
full of them.
Oh, heaps. Heaps. They're probably not all top
Is it-
range snares. They're not all of them top range snares, but I'm
Where's he
talking
get-
like.
But where's he getting the cash from for all of this, man? He's doing something else on the side. Andrew,
man.
you're doing something dodgy.
It's Andrew, mate. Tell us. What are you doing?
it's
you
all
doing, mate?
obviously this is all jokes, mate. You got a good business going, and I'll probably buy a snare from you soon.
Yeah. So that was my second job, dishwashing. Horrible. But just sacrifices, isn't it? Little sacrifices. There was no distractions back then. There wasn't any social media. There wasn't Instagram.
We're talking like we're talking mid-90s now, aren't we? Mid to late 90s.
Yeah, I was probably about. I didn't drive, so I was probably about 16.
See, this goes back to what we were talking about before about the generations thing.
Mm.
I was born in 92, and there's people that are born in like the late 90s that talk about remembering the 90s, and I don't remember the 90s. I was born at the start of the 90s. I don't remember the 90s.
You
I remember-
wouldn't.
You can't.
You wouldn't. You
someone
probably
born-
remember the last 2 years.
I remember the 90s.
Dude, I think I was like in grade prep in like 98 or 99 or something like that.
Oh, well,
I don't barely remember that. I remember getting screamed at by the teacher once and she made me cry. That's all I remember.
soft cock. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah, well,
when
you
you're
don't
5 years old.
You
and a
don't remember
teacher-
anything till about you're probably like 5. As you said, like 5 is probably when you start remembering stuff.
That's what I'm saying. So people born in the late 90s and they're talking about like remembering the 90s. I don't know. Maybe they watched some like documentary or something like that. But I don't remember the 90s. I remember the early 2000s.
There's no possible way that someone born in the late 90s would remember the 90s.
Yeah,
There'd be
but they
one,
talk about it
two.
like, I don't know. They're bloody chuches anyway.
The 90s was the worst for fashion. I remember that.
No, the 90s was pretty good for fashion. It was
Nah,
the
man.
2000s that was the worst.
I don't know when they came out. I had these freaking crisscross colour jeans. They were purple.
Dude, that sounds like you had swag.
Swag. They were purple. They were baggy. Mate, I don't know how I didn't get bashed.
It's because everyone was wearing them.
Maybe. Imagine wearing purple pants today.
Dude, mate, just go to Fitzroy. They're there.
I remember this one girl came up to me at Westfield and she goes, "Excuse me," she goes, "Who bought you those pants?" I said, "I did." She goes, "Oh, okay, no worries." She just walked off. I don't know.
Really?
She wanted to ask something else, but she was just so shocked. or she was trying to, I don't know, but it was, you don't, yeah, it was some shocking.
What time is it, by the way? How long have we been going for?
I don't know, it's 10 to 10.
What? Have we been talking for like 2 hours?
No, have we?
I don't know. I feel like we came in here at like 8:30.
Wouldn't it tell you on there?
Yeah, but I can't be stuff getting up.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I do? I do want to say a story. Yeah, that's good. Bring it right up close. How long's it been?
It's been 1 hour.
1 hour.
You sure?
We're almost ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
There's this one, you were saying like how it was weird how you sold the drum kit, like it tripped you out. Listen to this trippy story. This was a while ago. It was before like the pandemic. But when I was working at St. Fees, I was in St. Kilda and I was driving and I was listening to a song that was in Goodfellas. And the song is called Pretend You Don't See Her by Jerry Vale. You know that song?
If I heard it.
If you heard it, you'd know it.
Can you sing it?
No, don't
Can I sing
it.
it?
Just sing like the chorus so we can hear it.
Copyright.
Pretend you don't love her, my
Oh, yeah.
heart. That one?
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Something like that. Anyway, that's not, the point is not the way the song sounds. The point is that I was waiting to pick up something in a random medical clinic in St. Kilda, right? And I just got out of the car and I was listening to this song. The person told me it's going to be about a 10-minute wait. So I sat down in one of the chairs. And I sat down on one of the chairs like this. And I was like that. I was like, just chilling. I was looking at my phone. And then I was like, I put my phone away and I turned and I see a book. And it's called Pretend You Don't See Her.
Oh.
And then I was like, that is weird. And I grabbed the book and I read the first like intro bit. And it says something like, from what I remember, it's like, inspiration for this book was something as I was listening to this song by Jerry Vale called Pretend You Don't See Her. And I was just
That's
like, how
freaking
the
crazy.
heck is this even possible? And
Wow.
shit like that has happened to me throughout my life. And similar things like that. I actually can't think of anything other than that right now,
Yeah,
but
they
it's
gave me
happened.
But do you reckon it means anything besides the
don't know.
obvious? But
But how could it be? How could it be that I was listening to this song I just watched Goodfellas, and then I was like, oh, that was cool. Jerry Vale was cool. I was listening to a few of his stuff, and then that's his big song. That's his big one. How is it possible that I'm in this random clinic in St. Kilda and I look and there's a book it's called the same name as the song and it was written in like with the inspiration of listening
Well,
to
so
that song.
you just listened to the song.
I just listened to the song.
What's just like?
I got out of the car and the song was like stopped halfway through because I had to get out of the car.
10 minutes. Well, you
Yeah,
think
that's
if you're
crazy.
going to name a book after that, it'd be.
No, but the point is, how the hell is that book even there?
What was it about? Did you read a little bit? Like,
I don't think so. I can't remember. It was a few years ago. But it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Out of how many books are named after songs?
But the song that I was listening to just before, for the first time, by the way, like I had heard the song in the movie because I'd seen the movie heaps of times, but I never actually gone onto Spotify and been like, I'm going to listen to Jerry Vale. That's when I started listening to Jerry Vale.
Mm.
Arrivederci Roma and stuff like that, all of that. It's just weird, isn't it?
100%, man.
I'm trying to think now of
Yeah,
something
that's
else
insane.
that's similar to that, but I can't. But have you got anything similar to that?
Like an insane
No.
story like that.
Have you got weird stuff like that?
Yeah,
Like from
I
back
do.
in Spain?
back in Spain. Yeah,
Well, I've never been to Spain.
I do have this one story. Willing to tell it if you willing to hear it.
Yeah. I hope that mic's on, mate.
This one time, I was actually working at a
Okay.
cafe, and an old Sikh man came in.
Sick.
Sikh, with the turbans, you know.
Like Gob and Gill.
Yeah, he came in, and I was ready to close up the cafe. He
Racist.
came in with one of his religious cards promoting his religion, and I just said, "Look, I'm packing up. I'm not interested in this, you know. But thank you." And he said, "Okay." And while I was talking to him, there was a lady sitting at the window, finishing her coffee, as I was packing up, and she kept turning back to look at me. She kept looking at me with like something strange was going on. Anyway, this old man got up and left, and I said goodbye to him as he left, and she turned back at me and said, "Who are you talking to?" And I said,
No, that's bullshit.
"Pretty sure I've told you this before."
I don't know who you are. How could you have told me this before?
Yeah.
She looked back at me and said, "Who are you talking to?" And I said, "Oh, the old man that just left." And she said, "What old man?"
What? No way! I do not believe this.
This is back in Spain.
Dude, this is
what
something
happened
from a
back in
movie.
Spain.
Wait, this was what?
This is what happened back in Spain in the cafe that I was working at.
Yeah,
In
it's called,
Spain?
it's called
Yeah, my
Grandpa
name's
Joe.
Zorro.
Grandpa Joe. It was, I think it was called, I think the suburb was Ascot Vale and it was Union Road, but in Spain.
Ah.
So this is back when I was barista.
But do you reckon she was crazy?
Had a bit Indian, mate.
It's either she was crazy or this person that I saw was a spirit.
Unless what happened
And I
was
actually
she didn't see the man walk in. I'm going to be like really rationalist and skeptical right now, but unless she didn't see the man walk in and she was, you know, thinking about some sort of LGBT thing and then she just didn't see him walk out.
The only problem with that is she kept looking back at me while I was talking to him while he was on the other side of the counter from me.
Maybe
She
couldn't.
kept looking back. She kept looking back over at me like I was, which made sense now, like I was talking to myself.
What the heck?
But
So-
maybe she couldn't. She could see you, but she couldn't see the guy because something was in the way.
No, but
No,
do you
there's
remember what that
nothing in the
cafe
way.
looked like, man? Like,
This guy's got
it's
a
a
turban on
tiny
his
room.
head.
This room is bigger than that cafe.
I'm pretty sure the turban was orange as well. Like you're not going to miss this guy. Anyway,
That's crazy.
he left and he left his card with me. I had his card, which had a bunch of religious stuff on there, and I still had the card, and he disappeared.
Did you show the card to the lady and say he left me his
I
card?
can't remember if I showed
But
the
to
card to the
verify,
lady,
you should have called up the number that was on the card and be like, bro, were you in the cafe before? And he would have been like, what are you talking
you
about?
know when that lady left and I locked the door to lock up the cafe, I shit myself. I actually shit myself.
you shit
I
your
shit
pants.
myself and I locked up my own shit.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
He's talking shit.
I was like, what?
That would have been a good way to end the story, though. You're like, something weird happens, and then you don't make it to the toilet, and you go shit in your undies.
Oh.
But listen, this is a true story. I know whatever. I've told this story about 15 times. It's true. True story.
The next guest is probably going to have to disinfect that couch before he sits in it.
Do you reckon they could hear that?
Probably, yeah. These are a bit
We'll see when we-
sensitive microphones.
We'll see when.
I reckon there's going to be all these like peaks and blips throughout this whole thing. because we've been-
100%.
Yeah, but it's it's real.
Like our lives.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real. Dude, that's a crazy story.
That I can't even comprehend to think.
I shit myself. Like when I was
If she
by
would have said
myself.
that, you would
I
have been
really,
This is the middle
really
of-
hope
this-
that
This was the
microphone
middle of
is on.
winter. This was the middle of winter, by the way. So when we closed the cafe, it was about 5 o'clock. It was dark.
Oh,
It was dark.
Oh, maybe she was
Dude,
blind.
Maybe she's a racist.
She was not blind. She was a regular.
Was this guy black?
He was Indian.
She's a racist.
He was
then.
Indian. He
She's a
had
racist.
Maybe she couldn't see him.
long grey beard.
Lady from the cafe,
She couldn't see him.
contact
Oh,
us.
you know why? She
got a
couldn't see
phone
because
here.
he
can
was
call
bloody
us.
spirit. That's why.
Who's that?
Bring, bring. Someone might call us later. This is actually connected to this phone.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can you dial out?
Do you want to call someone?
And Prankle.
It's not connected. Don't worry, mate.
I was gonna say.
What do you think? There's a socket in here for that? Look at this socket.
See, my days there were sockets.
Look at this. I don't know if you can see that, but this is very old.
That's mate.
You know what it says on the back of this thing? Like, how much do you think this thing is worth right now?
$50.
I paid less than $50 for it.
Just as a prop.
Yeah, it's like it was just a thing that I bought for that freaking record player over there.
Mm.
How much do you think this thing was brand new?
$50.
Why does it say $105 in the back? It says $105. In what world is this $105?
When that's all the phones we had.
No,
yeah.
I don't think so. I think because this is like a masking tape thing, which must have been from some op shop, and it says $105 in the back.
Oh, so that's not the original price.
No, I don't think so.
Someone's tried to sell it for that price.
Who? I didn't buy it for that.
No, I know.
I think I bought this for $40 or less.
Maybe someone did buy it for $105 or $100.
They got ripped like you got ripped with the drum kit.
I didn't get ripped for drum kit. Andrew, can you... People who aren't drummers, they don't understand.
You know, I was playing drums the other day. Like I had the kit set up here. And I was just playing along to I was like, I just want to rock out. So I just was like playing along to Welcome to the Jungle and like Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I just realized how shit I am. I'm so shit.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, it's going to sound good. You jump on, you're like, oh.
No, like I thought, like I was listening with, I thought I was playing in time. Like I'm a bit out of practice. I can play drums, but I'm a bit out of practice because I haven't played for a while.
Mm.
I went back inside and I was like to Matt, I was like, man, did you hear me playing? And he was like, yeah. He's like, were you wearing headphones? And I was like, yeah. He's like, man, you were really out of time. And I was like, was I? I was like really rocking out. I thought I was in time, but I probably wasn't.
Yeah, man. Life. I'd hate to think what I can do on the drums now. Oh, I fall asleep, mate. Far out. That's what happens when you're over 40, man.
You're not meant to tell people how old you are.
I'm not.
You know what we do? I reckon we have a bit of port and then we wrap it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Spider-Man will get it.
Mm.
Is there any last words, Frank? Anything that you want to tell people about your regular life?
No,
All right.
nothing.
You heard it from him.
I'll probably be back.
He'll do a part 2. He'll do a part 2 to pick it up from a high school era.
Yeah, we'll probably just, Could be a common thing, you know? We'll have people call in. Maybe we'll have people call in eventually.
How would we even do that? You know,
A little bit. You just, I don't know, on a mobile or something. Thanks, mate. Or from your computer.
Thanks for half a cup of port.
You hook your phone to your computer.
Thanks for half a cup of port.
I gave everyone the same amount. Okay.
We'll just do a little... This bloke drinking already. I meant to do a toast to the first episode of Regularology
Yeah.
with Frank, also known as Big Frank.
Yep.
I won't say his last name or his age or his date of birth. What?
I think you've said all them things.
Hello? Cheers, boys. Živio, strova, salud.
Salud. Oh,
You know what, man? I don't know. Like, port is like pretty good, but
Yo, beautiful.
obviously it's like fermented wine, yeah. But why do I taste figs?
It's fortified wine.
Fortified wine.
it means
Fortified.
it's fortified.
But why do I taste figs?
It's because you're tasting the sugar. It's all the sugar that's at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah?
Yep.
Jeez, I hope your mic's on.
When you fortify things, it becomes almost change the flavour.
You know, yeah, this is a change of subject, sorry, but you know what I want to do for the end of the episodes? I want to put on like a song that reflects the person that I'm talking to, like an actual song. Or what we could do, I could grab that guitar over there and we could just write a song right now.
Let's write a song.
Okay, we won't do that.
What?
I'll just start playing some chords and you just start singing, and then that's how we end the podcast.
Ah, yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Should I get the guitar?
If you want. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, though.
That's going to fall off the edge there, mate. I wanted to play like a song, like just say like your first gig that you went to was Deep Purple. I could play like Highway Star or something like that.
You got to have copyrights for it, but
That's what I thought. There's another guitar over there, but
I don't know. No, you can't. Sounds good. I shine, find you, find you, shine du. Frunaina, 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 shine ja mu. Und da steifst du durch Handagene. Husta ha, und an du steh, und ich flein trust dein Mund, flein busten fein. Freina manast, guten Tag steht auf, Heil Hitler steil, Scheide und du steil.
that's a wrap.
Oh, that was good.
Thanks for that, man. I feel so much more at peace. Hey,
Shit.
you breathing? All right.